Good evening. Juanita Phillips with ABC News. A parliamentary inquiry has called for the government to apologise to Deputy Police Commissioner Nick Calders over a bugging scandal that's exposed divisions at the top of the force. The inquiry found that the head of the police, Andrew Scipioni, failed to deal with the scandal properly. The state opposition wants Mr Scipioni's successor to be announced as soon as possible to end what it calls a soap opera. Nick Dole reports.
Deputy Commissioners Catherine Byrne and Nick Calders admit there's tension between them. The opposition has another word: dysfunction.
Enough is enough. The soap opera has to end.
About 15 years ago, Nick Calders was repeatedly bugged by Police Internal Affairs, of which Catherine Byrne was a senior member. She suspected he'd planted evidence and stolen money. He's since been cleared. There's been conflict between the two officers for years, and now they're both in the running to replace Andrew Scipioni when he leaves in August.
The best recipe for future stability in the force is with an early appointment of Andrew Scipioni's successor as Commissioner.
If he's trying to throw him out the door, I'm not trying to do that. Yes, we will need to transition, but we'll do it in an orderly way.
Today, a parliamentary inquiry into the bugging scandal recommended Mr Calders receive a government apology, along with journalist Steve Barrett, who was also spied on. The committee found that dozens of people were bugged using dodgy warrants that judges hadn't read properly.
The system under which covert surveillance warrants are issued in New South Wales is woefully inadequate, effectively open to rorting.
Catherine Byrne has always said she acted lawfully. The committee agreed, but it has criticised Andrew Scipioni for not pushing harder to resolve the festering tensions at the top.
He's presiding over a situation where both of them are at loggerheads and he knows it. How good would it have been if Mr Scipioni had just sorted it out?
Mr Scipioni told the inquiry that an internal investigation into the scandal was blocked by the New South Wales Crime Commission. But the former head of the commission, Philip Bradley, now says that evidence from Mr Scipioni was demonstrably wrong. The commissioner, though, is standing by his version of events. The inquiry's calling for a single police oversight body. The government's asked former Liberal frontbencher Andrew Tink to consider that option, but the Premier won't do anything until he sees a report from the Ombudsman, who's also investigating.
Once we have that, we have all the pieces on the table, we can put this saga behind us and march forward.
The report's not due for another 4 months. Nick Dole, ABC News.